All right, let's take a look at these. I'm going to look at them as if I haven't seen them before, even though I have, and we're going to point out some of the things that you'll want to work on for your week 4 revision, all right, for your final. All right, let's jump right in. Let's make sure up here we put what you do. That's going to be important. And close up the space between the names. This can have some space by itself, but these need to close up just a little bit. And this isn't too hard to read, but you'll probably want to go through and make sure that you have enough contrast and don't have this background fill. I see that in a lot of places here. You'll want to make sure, I'm not sure what this is, but it's not an issue. You do want to close this up. There's actually style guides for how much space they can have between their social media icons. Good job linking those up. Let's see, let's go to your about. We've got a couple about pages here, so you want to straighten that out. Let's make sure we don't have that. We also don't want to break it up like this to where we have to scroll to see it, because we're cutting off the image here. The nice image, we need to work on that and make sure we don't have that background fill on the text. This is also placeholder. And let's see, let's go to your works page. Again, we've got another about page. So we want to work on that and make sure that your videos are embedded or uploaded. It's easy to do. Go ahead and watch that video on how to build your site. And we don't want to send them to YouTube because they won't be coming back to our page. YouTube is curated just for them. So we don't want to do that. We can't compete with the algorithm. Make sure we fix that background, left align. We don't need both a work page and a portfolio page, so just choose one. This is easy to read. I assume, though, that it may have a background there, fill that's black on black, which isn't the worst solution, but not what we want to do. Take off your number here unless it's a Google Voice. Let's look at the contact and take that number off, close that up. We have it here. We need a form. We need a contact form here. Okay, you can go up to your add elements and put one in. That's one way to do it. Let's look at the mobile. All right, again, we need what you do up here underneath your name and the form. We want to have some contrast here so we can see the pages when we're clicking on them. So what you're going to do is you're going to work on the desktop, and then those changes are going to follow to your mobile, and then you can come back on your mobile and make your necessary edits. All right, great start though. Just set some time aside to go in and make these changes. You're just going to select this and the background, and that should work for you. All right. All right, let's look at another one here. Joseph. Nice. We may want to bring that up here. Probably not for the mobile. Let's probably center this down here, your name and year, and make sure that, yeah. Your image, you want to make sure you check that image out and make sure it's not a broken link. Good job here. Do make sure you've got the same amount of spacing here, but otherwise you've done a great job. And you're telling us what you do. I think this one wasn't quite aligned with the others, but terrific job. I like the way they move together. This, when you get over to mobile, we're going to want to probably take the and out. Let's make sure we have your email set up. That's going to be centered and link up to your actual, probably your LinkedIn. All right, so let's look at your mobile. Yeah, let's wrap that differently. Just put your LinkedIn in the middle here, your email. Okay, fix that. All right, so just some functionality, a little bit of layout, things like that. But set some time aside and you should be able to do that and have fun with it. If you don't want to put anything here, you can remove the home page or just make this the home page. It's nice to have a home page. Eventually, if you have a little sizzle reel or something that isn't too large a file, it's good to put that there. All right, same thing here with the home. And great job, excellent photo. Might want to take just a line out because you may want to put just a little bit of space here, but not bad. It's not going to affect your grade at all. I like it. It's looking good. And good job here. I'm wondering if I select this, what happens? Make sure the files aren't too big. Good. And you're going to need some descriptions for every work that you put in. If you put a lot of work in, it's not too bad. It's not too bad because you've got all of this here. All right, let's look at your contact. Good job, linked up. Good job, nice. Color contrast is good. You may want to align these headers with this. So let's look at the mobile. Okay. It's a little bit of stacking, but it's okay. Okay, nice. You want to close, there we go. You know, M dashes indicate to us today that AI has written this, but I don't have a problem with that in this situation because I know it's your work and it's okay. It's just something to keep in mind. You know, it's not that it's incorrect, it's just that humans don't generally use an M dash, but that's okay. Just want you to know about it. All right, great job. All right, Tavares, let's make sure we have enough contrast throughout your site with your navigation up here to start with. A little more hierarchy here. Let's make this subheading a little smaller font, a little different than the one on top, and a little bit more about what your role was, and adjust the spacing there, the vertical spacing, but looking great. Great job with all of that. This is a little small for a logo, but I do like the logo. Let's go here. Great image. Let's have a little more space between here, the text box, and your image. You may have to take a line off if that's needed once you do that. Interesting, that's white, and these are black. Kind of like the black. You might have some contrast come up issues this week, actually next week when you work on accessibility. That might get flagged. Good job linking up. Let's take a look at your mobile. Does play well there. You've cleared that. Nice work. Okay. Yeah. All right. Great job. I'm really excited about what this class is producing. I can't wait to see where you are next week. All right. Well done.